A very good morning to all the webinar attendees for the webinar titled Services Plus Project Management Best Practices. Before I start off, I'm Sudan from ManageEngine Services Plus Marketing. This webinar will be handled by Prem, Services Plus product consultant, who will go through the project management module in Services Plus. If you have any questions which need to be answered, please write in the box and we'll answer them at the end of the webinar. So let's kick off. I'll hand over the control to Prem. Prem, you can take it from here.
Good day, everyone. I'm Prem Maheshwaran from ManageEngine, technical consultant for ServicedeskPlus. To give you an overview of project management is a discipline of planning, organizing, and controlling resources over a specific time period to derive benefit and add value to an organization. Generally, project management is bound by a time frame and should have an official start and end time. A project can be fragmented into a number of milestones. Milestones help us to accomplish a project in various phases and serves as landmarks that identify how close a project is to completion. Further, milestones can be broken down into multiple tasks. Tasks are the terminal entities that divide the work breakdown structure of a project. Project Management in ServicedeskPlus 8.2. Project management in ServicedeskPlus is an efficient tool to manage time, manpower, and quality of work. It provides us 3 layers to manage a project. The first one being the top level projects. The second level is milestones, and within milestones are the tasks. To begin with, to create a new project, we need to go to the Projects tab in ServicedeskPlus. And in the list view, you'll have a button at the top, New Project. When you click on New Project, you can fill in the attributes for the project, namely the title, the description of the project, a project code for internal reference, and the project type. Project type, we have provided you 4 default project types, one being the business, infrastructure, maintenance, and research. And also, you can fill in the project status. By default, a project will be open when in the beginning, and closed denotes the completion of a project. And also, you can fill in the priority of a project which has to be provided for it. And due to the difference in the planning and execution phases, we have provided scheduled start and end time as well as actual start and end time. So you can fill in with the calendar view, and also you can fill in a projection on date within which a project has to be completed. An estimated hours within which a project has to be completed can be filled in, and also an actual hours within which a project is completed can be updated herein. Similarly, the cost which is estimated for the project and the actual cost which involved for the completion of the project can be filled in here. And based on this information, in the list view, we will provide you a schedule chart which shows whether a project is met on time, ahead of the time which we have provided, or it is delayed. The second layer of project management is milestones. A milestone can be created from the Milestones tab in a project. Milestone serves as markers that indicate the progress of a project. Tasks that are delegated to the project members to achieve a common goal can be grouped as milestones. Upon completion of all tasks, a milestone is achieved, and it denotes a major step towards the completion of the project. So in the Milestones tab, you'll have a button at the top to create a new milestone. So here in our example, the project is ServicedeskPlus implementation, and I have created 2 milestones, which are the 2 phases for completion of the project. So in the first milestone, when I enter the milestone and edit, I have these many attributes which can be filled in. Similar to that of the project, a milestone will also have the estimation and the execution difference. That is the scheduled start and end time and the actual start and end time. And based on this information, we'll also populate the schedule for milestones as well. So if you'd like to make any changes to the milestone, you can directly do an edit and update the information here. And in the list view of milestones, we'll show you the projection and then the actual completion. To do a bulk delete of the milestones, you can choose the milestones which has to be deleted in the list view and use the delete button at the top. The third layer of project management is tasks. Tasks are the grassroots level of a project, and it ensures that various activities that has to be performed to achieve a milestone are done in an orderly manner. Tasks can be associated with the milestones or can be directly linked to the project as well. Configuring tasks. To configure a new task, you have to go to the milestone under the project, and here in the task tab, you can add new tasks. Similar to that of the project and milestones, tasks also has the attributes which has to be filled in to calculate the schedule. So in addition to the default attributes such as title description, status priority, schedule start and end time, we have more details such as percentage of completion, comments, and the additional cost involved in executing the task. So based on the information we are updating here, the task list view will show us the schedule projections and actual execution difference. Then comes the task dependency. A project can contain a number of tasks. A task in some way would be related to another task, and its execution may be dependent on it. We can configure dependencies in tasks and distinguish parent and child tasks. To configure dependencies, go to the Milestones tab in a project, edit the milestone under which you have to configure dependencies for the task, go to the Task tab, and here at the top you'll have Dependencies button. So here in our example, I have created a milestone to import users from your directory, and I have two tasks under this milestone. One is to configure LDAP in ServicedeskPlus, another one is to import users. So as of now, these two tasks are parallel. However, I can make a task dependent on a particular parent task. So when you hover the mouse over the task, there will be an option to select the parent for the task. So once I click on it, it will highlight the other task which can be set as a parent, and once I click on it, it will become the parent task for this particular task. Similarly, you can also order the tasks. So when we go back to the task list view, there will be an option to organize at the top. So here you can order the task and set the order of execution. The difference between dependencies and orders is that dependencies will make it mandatory so that only the completion of a parent task we can proceed with executing a child task, wherein ordering the task will give you the flexibility and order in which a task can be executed. So these are the three layers of project management in ServicedeskPlus. So once after you create a project, you have to add project members to an existing project. So in the project tab, under members, we'll have all the list of users who have been assigned with a project role. So you can change the roles as per your wish and also assign them the roles appropriately and delegate work. To change the project member's role, click on the Members tab and then click on the project role of the member whose role is to be changed, and then modify the project role. In an ideal scenario, you might have a user with a different project role. However, for a specific project, you might have to change the role to fasten the work. So in such cases, you can directly do an edit and change the project role as and when required. And also, there is an option to set the user status active or inactive on that particular project. So if a project member has to be dissociated from the project and assigned to a different project, you can mark him as inactive in here and then make him active on a different project. Deleting project members. So from the Members tab, you can do a bulk select and do delete, or otherwise you can edit a project member and click on the delete option available at the top. Timesheets. So when we execute a new task, under the task you have an option to update work logs. So in the work log tab, you can click on Add New. Here you can set the owner who updates the work log information and also the time taken to resolve that particular task. And also the charges involved will be fetched from the technician charge details from the technician's account, and the tech charge will be calculated based on the time taken as well as the owner's cost per hour. So based on the inputs that we update here under the work log, the timesheet will get calculated and it will list the total time spent on a particular project. Comments and histories. When you go back to the project list view, here you'll have the history tab, which will show the changes in which we have made to the project in a chronological order. So for future reference, we can refer to the changes that we have executed in the past. Gantt chart. The Gantt view in project management will provide the list of tasks that have to be executed within a particular time scale. So this will give a project manager or a project administrator an overview of the project status within a specific time scale. For example, if you have two tasks that has to be executed on two different time frames, and it will involve downtime in two different time frames. In such cases, you can overlap the two tasks and ensure that you execute the task within one downtime, thereby ensuring the quality of service that you provide to your users. And also, you get an option to edit the task directly from the Gantt view. When you hover the mouse over a task, it will give you an option to view the task details, and thereby in the pop-up window, you'll get an option to edit or delete the task. And also, once you edit, you can also assign the users directly from the task details page in here. So in the Gantt view, you also have an option to change the time scale or the attribute with which you have to view the Gantt. So whether if it is on all open tasks or across the milestones can be updated in here, and you can get the overview in the Gantt. The last and final option available in the project management module is the project overview, which will give you a bird's eye view of the entire project. To view the project overview, edit the project, and at the top, you'll get an option to you'll get an option at the top next to the edit symbol where you get to view the overview of the entire project. Let me show you. So to get the overview of a project, we have to create a new role, and then based on the role available to the user, you'll get an entire overview of the project. And in the admin section, we have provided certain options to customize the roles, the project status, as well as the project types. As I told you earlier, project types will give you the list of the type of the project which you are going to execute. So if you have your environment-specific project types, you can update in here, and you can populate the information when you create a new project. So in project roles, by default, we have provided certain roles, such as project admin, who can create and assign projects, project manager, who will be the top level for a project, team members, and team leaders. Similarly, you can add a custom project role, and you can set the access and view permissions for the members. The last and final option available under the admin section is the project status. Here by default, we have provided 4 project statuses, open being the creation of a project, and closed denotes the completion of a project. And also, we can set the color code here so that in the Gantt chart, we can get the list of projects based on the project, the priority that you have appended here. So and that is about the project management module in ServicedeskPlus. And if you have any questions, you can type it in the question tab now.
Thank you, Prem, for the wonderful overview of project management. We have some questions out here, so I'll just read it out so that, Prem, you can actually discuss them. So let me just open up the questions. So the first question what we have received is, who will require a technician license in ServicedeskPlus to interact with the project plan?
Okay, in ServicedeskPlus, a project member can either be a technician or be a requester as well. So when you edit a requester, you'll get an option to assign him the project role so that it is not mandatory a technician has to be a project member, even a requester can be a project member as well.
So the next question is, what is the link between project and the change modules?
Okay. In ServicedeskPlus, only changes can be associated with projects, and a project can be associated with a change by editing a project. And at the top, you'll get an option to associate based on the role that you have provided to the user.
Next question is, what CAN project reports are available?
By default, we have provided certain CAN reports. So if you go to the Reports tab, you also have got an option to customize your project report, and the project report module is provided as one of the options to run a custom report. And also, you can run query reports based on the project module, and as of now, the schema is not provided in here, but shortly the table schema will be provided so that you can make your DB analysts to write queries for you.
So next question is, will there be quick templates for projects?
As per the current design, we do not have a quick template model. Project has to be manually created and then appended with the information in the attributes.
Okay. Next question is, why didn't you not include the ability to import existing project files similar to Zoho projects?
Okay. Actually, in ServicedeskPlus, you do have an option to attach project, attachments to an existing project. So if you go to the Projects tab and edit a project, there will be an option to edit and append files to the project. We have received almost like probably like 10 to 12 questions, but we'll try to answer as soon as possible. So the next question is, will there be some kind of approval workflow available in future within the product management module? Okay, so we are discussing about an approval matrix for project management as well, but it has been added to the roadmap, but as of now we do not have any immediate plans to introduce approval process for project management. Will this be replacing the current maintenance feature in Service Desk? In the maintenance project template, how can we do a recurring project, like server updates monthly? Okay. Server updates cannot be considered as a project by design, so maintenance activities has to be handled with preventive maintenance task option available in ServicedeskPlus. Will tasks be sent to assigned as email, and are there any automatic reminders or alerts? Okay, when you create a new task, it will be listed in the My View section for a technician, and as of now, there will be no alerts triggering to the end users if he is a requester. However, there can be an alert triggered to the technician based on the notification rule that we have set. When you reply to a case, would Service Desk automatically save your response, or you use it, or you close the reply box? Okay. When we create a new reply to an existing case, it will be saved as a draft on a timely manner when it is kept idle beyond certain time. However, if you are going to close a reply window, you have to manually save it as a draft and then get rid of it. We have close to another 5 to 6 questions, but let's see, we have got time, and we don't want our customers unhappy. So the next question is, any overview for all the projects or for a specific member? Okay, project overview will be provided to the project manager, and it will include only that particular project. So you have to edit the project and click on the gear button at the top, and in the drop down you will get an option to get the overview of the project, and it will give you a diagrammatic representation of the layers of the project. So are there any planned features in the pipeline? So as of now, we are planning to optimize the project management module, but I'm certainly not sure what are the features which are going to be appended to the existing projects. Are there any email notifications for task or project creations? So when you go to the admin section, notification rules, there is a separate tab provided for the projects, and these are the project notifications that can be triggered to the users when you perform certain actions. So someone asked saying that we'll have to manually update the percentage completion of the project. So is it possible to automate this? Okay, percentage of completion for projects will be calculated based on the completion of the task and milestones. However, percentage of completion within a task has to be manually updated. So it has to be a value within 1 to 100, and it has to be updated manually when it is done for a task. Can a project member be set as active in more than one project at the same time? Certainly, he can be active as a member for more than one project. Can I export the project to MS Project? No, as of now, we do not have an option to export to other products. There's one similar question to the previous one. Can I start a project from an earlier request? No, as of now, only changes can be associated to projects. So if a request is triggering a project, then it has to be updated as a change, and in turn, a change has to be associated to a project. There's one more question which I'd like to ask, and the rest of the questions, I mean, the questions keep on coming. But what I'll do is I'll just stop at this question and then individually reply to all the questions which you have asked after the webinar gets over. So the question which was asked right now is, can I work with standard milestones and not to repeat the same every time I set up a new project? Okay, so it is about using the milestone as a template. So as of now, we do not have an option to create templates for milestones. So if you have recurring milestones, sometimes you may have to create it manually. So with this, we'll end the questionnaire session. So if you have any further questions, please do write an email to support@servicedeskplus.com. We'll certainly answer it. So due to time constraints, I'll not be able to answer all the questions. I really apologize for that. I'll hand my session over to Siddhant. Siddhant, please go ahead.
So thanks, Prem, for the wonderful webinar. Also answering a lot of questions. I see the webinar attendees must have actually enjoyed the webinar. So the rest of the questions which I have, I won't be deleting as such. So I'll just make a note of it so that the Prem can actually reply to all your queries. So it was nice organizing this webinar, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day.